Punta tayo ngayon dun sa module na the tide is up. So, discuss natin yung activity 1, activity 2, yung sa assessment card at saka yung sa enrichment card. So, ilang items lang ang i-discuss natin, no? Yung iba kayo na lang bahalang magsagot. Kailangan magta-try din kayo. So, since na-discuss na natin yung factoring trinomials using the two cases, so, for activity 1, para dito sa module na the tide is up, identify the factors of the following numbers. So, we will only discuss 10 and 12. Then, yung first and second item, then yung other items, kayo na yung bahalang magsagot. No? So, for factors of 10, what are the factors of 10? So, for factors of positive 10, we have 1 and 10. Since 1 times 10 is 10. So, 1 and 10 are factors of 10. Another set of factors. 5 and 2. Since 5 times 2 is also positive. 5 and 2. So, these are the factors of 10. How about factors of 12? For factors of 12, we can use 1 and 12. 1 times 12 is 12. What else? Yes, you can use 6 and 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Other factors, you can also use 3 and 4. Meron pa ba? Wala na, no? For 12. So, those are the factors of 12. Now, go back to the factors of 10. Since this is 10, positive 10, we can use negative factors. Positive 1 and 10 are factors of 10, or negative 1 and negative 10. Negative 1 times negative 10 is positive 10. You can also use negative 5 and negative 2, since negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Now, the same is true with 12. Positive 1 and 12 are factors of 12. You can also use negative 1 and negative 12, negative 6 and negative 2, negative 3 and negative 4. Okay, next, move tayo sa activity 2. You write capital letter F if it is factorable, and NF, capital letter NF, if it is not factorable. Now, for the quadratic trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c, this is factorable if the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is a perfect square. So, we will check if the given trinomial is factorable by using b squared minus 4ac. Now, if the value of this discriminant is a perfect square, then the given trinomial is factorable. Okay, let us try number 1. So, we will answer item 1 tsaka item 3. So, 1 and 3 lang sasagutin natin, di-discuss natin. For number 1, we will first identify A, B, and C. Asan dyan ang A? Asan yung B tsaka yung C? Yung A natin is the numerical of A squared, yung numerical sa first term, that is positive 2. And then B is the numerical of A, or rather numerical of the middle term, that is negative 5. And the last term is C, and that is negative here. And using the discriminant b squared minus 4ac, we will substitute all the values from the discriminant, in this discriminant. So, what is b? B is negative 5. Replacing negative 5 in terms of b, those quantity squared. Then, might bring down negative 4 sa substitute or replace 2 in terms of A, so times 2. Then C is negative 12 times negative 12. Negative 5 squared means negative 5 times negative 5, and that is positive 25. Then multiplying negative 4 by 2, we have negative 8. Then bring down negative 12. Now, what is negative 12 times negative 8? Negative 12 times negative 8 is positive 96. So, we have now 25 plus 96. The sum is 121. 121 is a perfect square. So, since this is a perfect square, therefore, the given trinomial is factorable. So, correct answer is capital F. Okay, next, number 3. For number 3, item 3, we have A is positive 2. The first numerical. Then, the second numerical, that is B, is negative 10. And C is the last term, negative 50. So again, by using B squared minus 4AC, let us substitute all the values. B is negative 10. Substitute negative 10 in terms of B, and that is squared. Then bring down negative 4 times the value of A, which is 2, times the value of C, which is negative 50. Negative 10 squared. Negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. And then negative 4 times positive 2 is negative 8. Then bring down negative 50. Negative 50 times negative 8. So bring down 100. This will become positive. That is positive 400. What is 400 plus 100? The value is 500. Is 500 a perfect square? No. So, this is not a perfect square. Therefore, since this is not a perfect square, the given trinomial is not factorable. So, you write capital NF. So, the trinomial is factorable if the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is a perfect square. Any question? Okay, let's move to activity 3. Punta tayo sa activity 3. Sa activity 3, true or false. If the statement is correct, then you write capital T for true. And if the statement is not correct, you write capital letter F for false. Number 1, the polynomial x squared plus 25x plus 72 is not factorable. Using b squared minus 4ac, our a is understood to be 1, b is 25, and c is 72. Now, the value of b squared minus 4ac, we will substitute those values of a, b, and c. This trinomial, or rather the discriminant, is not a perfect square. And therefore, this is not factorable. So, the answer is true. So, for activity 3, you can use item 1, you can use b squared minus 4ac. Okay, next, number 2. The factor of x squared plus 2x minus 63 is x minus 9 times the quantity x plus 7. Are these the correct factors? Or is this the correct factor of this trinomial? Okay, the answer is false. Why? Adding negative 9 and positive 7. These are the factors of the last term, which is negative 63. If you will add these two factors, negative 9 plus 7, you will get negative 2. But look at the numerical coefficient of the middle term. It should be positive 2. So therefore, the answer is false. So the statement is incorrect, so it is false. And the next, for the assessment card, we will factor the items. Let us answer items 1, 3, and 5. For the first trinomial, a squared minus a minus 12. What is the numerical coefficient of the middle term? Understood to be 1, negative 1. So this is understood to be negative 1. So we will factor a squared. What are the factors of a squared? A and a. A times a is a squared. Now, what are the factors of negative 12 whose sum is negative 1? For negative 12, factors of negative 12 whose sum is negative 1, we have negative 4 and positive 3. Why? Because adding these two factors, negative 4 plus positive 3, you will get negative 1. Adding numbers with different signs, subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. Then get the sign with bigger number. That's negative 1. So these are the right factors in number 1. So we have now a minus 4 and a plus 3. And that is letter A. Next, number 3. For number 3, factors of m to the 4th. What are the factors of m to the 4th? Ilang m meron ng m to the 4th? 4, diba? Or, factors are m squared and m squared. M squared times m squared, adding the exponents, you will get 4. So, we have m squared and m squared. Next, factors of negative 10, whose sum is 3. Factors of negative 10, whose sum is positive 3. Ano kaya ang factors ng negative 10? Kung negative yan, kailangan isang positive, isang negative. Kailangan natin ng positive 3 pag inan. So, 5 and 2. Try natin yung 5 and 2. Positive 5 and negative 2. 5 minus 2. Because of the different signs, we have positive 3. So, 5 and negative 2. M squared plus 5. M squared minus 2. And that is letter B. And then the last one, number 5. Case 2 ang number 5 natin. 1 and 3, case 1. And number 5, case 2. Our A is greater than 1. Or A is not equal to 1. So, kung may 2 tayo dito, so, gagawin natin, multiply natin yung first and last term. 2n squared times positive 30. We have 60n squared. Now, what are the factors of 60n squared whose sum is negative 17n? Kaya ang pwede natin yan para makakuha ng 17. Factors ng 60. Positive 16. We can use positive factors, parehong positive na factors o parehong negative na factors. 14 and 3. What is 14 times 3? Or 12 and 5. What is 12 and 5? 12 plus 5. Okay. 12 and 5. 12 times 5 is 60. So, factors of 60 and squared, we have 12 and 5 n. 12 n and 5 n. Why? Negative 12n. Kasi negative dapat siya pag inad natin. So, pag inad natin ito, makukuha natin negative 17n. Yung middle term. Yun siya. So, we will now rewrite this into 4-term expression. So, you retain the first term, 2n squared. Then you copy the two factors, negative 12n and negative 5n. And then retain the last term that is positive 30. Then let us factor this by AC method. I-group natin yung first and second term. Then another group for negative 5n at saka yung last term. What is the greatest common factor of 2 and 12? We have positive 2. Aside from 2, we have n. Factor out 2n. Divide each term by 2n. 2n squared divided by 2n is n. The 12n divided by 2n is negative 6. Next. Greatest common factor of negative 5 and 30 is 5 or negative 5. Pwedeng negative 5. Para mag-positive yung n natin din. So, therefore, we have negative 5n divided by negative 5 is positive n. And then positive 30 divided by negative 5, we have negative 6. So, we have now a common binomial. So, final answer, we have n minus 6. And then, divide this by n minus 6, we have 2n. Then, for this one, divide this also by n minus 6, that is negative 5. That is letter D. Next, enrichment card. For the enrichment card, factor the first term, number 1, x squared plus 10x plus 24. Anong factor ng x squared? Dalawang x. Next, 24. Ano kaya ang factors ng 24 na ang pag inad mo yung makukuha mo yung 10? 6 and 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 plus 4 is 10. So, we have positive 6 and positive 4. So, pwede nandito yung x plus 4, nandito yung x plus 6. Pwede mag-interchange siya. Number 2, factors of n squared. This is 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 for the enrichment card. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. This is 1, 3, 5. Number 3, n squared. Factors of n squared. There are 2n for n squared. N. And then, factors of negative 18. Whose sum is 3 for negative 18. Kailangan isang positive, isang negative. Ano kaya yun? 9 and 2. 9 minus 2. Hindi pwede. Ano pa? 6 and 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay. So, kung negative yan, you have to use positive 6 and negative 3. Pag inad natin yan, makukuha mo positive 3. So, positive 6 and negative 3. So, it should be n plus 6 and n minus 3. Pwede rin nandito yung n minus 3, nandito yung n plus 6. Next, number 5. Again, 1 and 3. Case 1, numerical of the first term is 1, pero number 5 natin greater than 1, that is 7. So, multiply natin ito, magiging 7x squared times 10 is 70x squared. Factors of 70x squared. Kailangan makuha natin 19x. Try natin yung 14 and 5. 14 times 5. This is 20 carry 2. 570. Okay. 14 and 5. So, 14x and 5x. 14 plus 5. 14x plus 5x is 19x. So, ito ang gagamitin natin. So, rewrite na natin 7x squared plus 14x plus 5x. The factors of 70x squared. And then, you bring down positive 10. Then, by factor out, or rather, factoring by grouping, AC method tayo ulit. 7x squared. Pagsamahin natin first and second term sa isang group. Then, yung second group natin should be with the third term and the last term. We get the greatest common factor of 7 and 14, and that is 7. Common factor ng x squared, and x is x. Tapos, divide na lang natin. Makukuha natin, this is x plus 2. And then, for the other group, greatest common factor is 5. Divide each term by 5, you will get x. Then, 10 divided by 5 is also 2x plus 2. So, yung common binomial natin, kukunin natin. Yan ang magiging first factor natin sa final answer. And then, yung mga nasa labas, yun ang gagawin nating second binomial. 7x plus 5. Kasi pag nag-divide tayo dyan ng x plus 2, makukuha mo 7x plus 5. So, ito yung correct answer natin. So, x plus 2 and 7x plus 5. Okay, that's all for today.